I got to tell you, speaking about being inspired, we're in for a treat. Everybody's in for a treat right now because every time this woman talks, every time this woman sings, every time this woman prays, I get very inspired. And we have heard her for a long time, and it just keeps getting better and better. So let's welcome the inspirational voice of Tony Hamilton.
Thank you, Neil. We are on a precipice at a coming to Jesus moment, a choice point. Life often offers us the opportunity to make choices, and sometimes the necessity. Some choices are more critical than others, have more of an impact on our lives, and there is sometimes the imperceptible choice between freedom and victimhood. Our teaching asserts that there's a divine mind, there's an intelligence, a presence. It's infinite, it's unlimited, it's all-powerful, it's all-knowing, it's creative, it's everywhere, evenly present, it's abundant. It contemplates itself and creates out of itself contemplation. It created all that is, each of us. It is in us, and it expresses as its creation through us, by means of us. It has given us life and the ability to initiate and to choose. And our teaching makes a distinction between free will, the ability to choose between right and wrong, and the ability to initiate and to choose anything, to co-create, not just choose what is between the difference between right and wrong. This presence creates by means of spiritual laws that it has put into place. There are many. The law of oneness, the law of love, the law of mind, the law of creation, mental equivalence, cause and effect, the law of growth. There are many. The thoughts and feelings and convictions that we have are programmed into our subconscious mind and are acted upon and automatically brought out into the world, into our lives, according to what we believe. So how does this work? Law is impersonal and it's automatic. Bob Marley said, when the rain falls, it falls on one and all. It doesn't fall on one and not the other. Spiritual law works by responding to us because we have free will, we have choice, and we initiate. So it responds to us and it says yes to whatever we deeply feel or believe. So if I believe I'm poor, then I struggle financially. If I believe I'm better than someone else, then I may wind up treating them as if they're less and not giving them the love and respect and dignity that as a person of Godhood they deserve. If I believe the universe is a friendly place, then I'm going to meet welcoming, kind, loving people, cooperative people wherever I go. What I focus on, what I give my attention to, what I feel deeply, and what I do habitually is what I create, and it's what I create more of. And in this teaching, we have spiritual practices to assist us with understanding, with realizing and recognizing the truth of who we are, divine expressions of spirit. And so some of the spiritual practices that we use are prayer, meditation, visioning, gratitude, mindfulness, being present, being awake, being aware, forgiveness, non-gossip, non-judgment. There are so many. In our teaching, we do our inner work because we understand that as above, so below, and as within, so without. We often say if you want to know what you believe, take a look at your world. But because we have the ability to initiate and to choose, because we have the ability to co-create with spirit, we can do our spiritual practices that have an impact that can shift and change our lives. We can reprogram our subconscious minds so that what we demonstrate in our lives is what we want. We have the ability to do that. We can choose what we create. We can choose what we contribute to this world. And we can do our spiritual practices and have a deep, energetic, profound effect on life and on the world from the comfort and safety of our home. And so my question is, are we doing our work? For each of us, there may be times when we are or have been a bystander, a contributor, or a leader. But what are we going to face down the line as a result of standing by and letting things happen without doing something to create, to preserve, to protect what we value? Like CSL North Jersey, like clean air and water, like pure food, like freedom. This freedom to authentically, truly be ourselves and express what we choose to express, like health, like being able to socialize and have fellowship. Taking things for granted can be very dangerous. And there have been warnings. There have been signs. I shudder to think of what can happen if those of us that choose love and choose peace don't reach critical mass. Still, each of us has to answer the call of what is mine to do for ourselves, or not. But are we living what we say we believe? Are we honoring our choices? And I don't know about you, but one of the things this current world environment has given me the opportunity to do is ask myself, what do I really believe? What do I trust? What do I stand on? And am I using our teaching and the tools to create the life that I want to experience, that I want to live? Or am I letting somebody else tell me what and how my life is going to be? Can the beliefs that we have, the faith that we have, sustain us so that we stand for a world that we want to see? A world that works for everyone. In our teaching, we believe that God is love. And so we practice love. We practice being kind. We practice respecting other people and allowing their dignity. We practice listening without judgment so that we can understand. We practice being the best version of spirit that we are capable of being. And so I want to take a moment to give thanks, to acknowledge the teaching, the Center for Spiritual Living around the world. I want to acknowledge our center, our community. I want to acknowledge the people who made room for me, the people who were patient, the people who chose to be kind, the people who chose to communicate with me, knowing that our political beliefs and ideas and ideologies were at opposite ends of the pole, but finding a place where we could agree, finding a place where we could understand each other, finding a place where we could at least recognize that the same power and presence that I call God, that is in me, is in you. For the people who gave me another chance when maybe I made mistakes or did something that they didn't like. I want to give thanks and honor and acknowledge the people that held the highest thought for me, that held the high watch for me, that knew the truth for me when I wasn't able to see it in that moment myself. I want to honor and acknowledge the people who took a stand for me or a stand for someone else, even when they didn't agree with them. I want to give thanks for everyone in this world, who has had the courage to love, who's had the courage to forgive, who's had the courage to contribute, to say no when necessary, because sometimes we have to set boundaries, and to say yes when it was hard to say. The world that we experience is the world that we create. And we have been given the power, and we in this teaching have been given the understanding, though we have the ability to create the world that we want to see, that we want to experience. We have the ability through our understanding of spirit and our spiritual practices to make a powerful and positive contribution to the world. And we don't even have to leave our homes to do it. I'd like to leave you with a quote from an anonymous author. Of magic doors, there is this, that you do not see them even as you are passing through. Thank you. Let's take this into prayer. And so because I know that there is a power and presence that is all there is, that is all-knowing, that is everywhere evenly present, that is creative, that is love, that is light, that is beauty and harmony and order and balance and wholeness, that is forward-moving, that is infinite and unlimited and ongoing, because I know there is this presence, and it is in me, as me, and it creates by means of me in this world. I simply stop and I listen. I listen and I allow this presence to guide me, to speak to me, to speak through me, to speak by means of me. And I am reminded that there's no lack or limitation of any kind. only the appearance. And at any moment, I can create something different, something new, something more, something better. This power and presence is always available, always expressing, and I am connected with it, whether I know it or not. I can use this power and presence to create the highest and best good in the world. I can use this power and presence within to create whatever it is I choose to shift, to change, to restore, to balance, to express something new. And so I acknowledge and affirm that this power and presence provides me with the power, with the opportunity, with everything that I need and require to create the good and beautiful and powerful life that I choose to live. And when I do it, it is done for each one. There is only oneness, so whatever I do affects the one. That is a powerful, beautiful, huge responsibility. But I know that I can do anything because God is expressing by means of me. And so as I move forward today, I move forward with a different perspective. I move forward with a commitment to remember God, to not be hypnotized to thinking that it's just me and I'm alone in this world. I remember the power and presence of God, and that this power and presence is always available and moves through me, that it guides me moment by moment. I may not have the answer this moment, but I know that answer is available to me. Whatever I need is available to me, and it is the divine power and presence for which nothing is too big or too small that is expressing. And so I open my mind and heart, and I give thanks. I give thanks for this knowing, this awareness, and the ability to create the life, the world, the experience that I choose to live. And so I simply release this word into the law, knowing that I simply speak the word. God makes it so. I accept it, I allow it, and I receive it. Please close with me. And so it is.
So it is.